And hello. Do you like what you see?
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
impressive, isn't it? It must be because I have a huge studio with lots of expensive equipment, right? Wrong. What if I told you that all of this fits into a space that's literally the size of a small closet? The biggest obstacle with this tiny studio was, of course, well, the lack of space. How do you fit all the necessary equipment into a room that's only a few square feet? And it's not just about the physical space either. It's about the technical limitations that come with it. For example, how do you ensure that the lighting is even and consistent when you're working in such a small area? I've had to get creative with my equipment and the setup to make sure that I can still produce high quality footage despite the tiny space. And it's not just about the technical aspects. It's also about how I'm going to physically move around in this tiny room when I'm bouncing around playing a bass cover. It's a little like filming in a phone booth. So, now I'll get up from my chair and give you a tour. Okay, let's have a look at this green screen studio. And the first thing you notice is there is no green screen. No, there wasn't room for a green screen. Here is where I sit, and there's about, I don't know, half a metre between my back and the wall. So I painted the wall, and it works quite well. What I've discovered is that just to start at the top of the room, that I need a little bit of light from the top, but just the right amount. So as you can see, I can adjust how much light I have on the top of my head. If there's too much light, I get a bright spot on my nose, which sends the green screen effect crazy. Okay, so let's go in and see what we've got. Well, I've got a really big monitor because I've got very bad eyesight. So if I'm reading a script, I need really big letters. And I also have lots of windows up at the same time. So that's great. The first thing is we'll just look at the lighting. Now, you can see two small lights there. As you know, with a green screen effect, you need one set of lights on the subject, and you need another set of lights behind the subject, which lights the green screen. There's one there, and there's one there. Very difficult here because, of course, there's so little space behind me. But we'll start with the front of the house first. So I've got two lights there, and very useful. You can turn them on and off remotely, and up and down. So that's really useful when you're trying to set things up. Now I've got a couple of cameras, as you can see, including a Lumix and obviously a microphone. And sometimes I use the boom arm. Here it is. But it gets in the way a bit. So actually, I think it's perfectly okay to use the desk mic. Okay, the box here, that's my simulator box, and I'm making the bass covers, which is the whole point of this studio. So there, and the bass is over there waiting to be used by the side of the notes that I'm supposed to be practicing. Anyway, so the biggest problem was in fact these lamps here. Let's turn them on. Because there's more reflection from a wall, even though I use the most matte paint possible, than there is from material. So you will see that there is bright spots here. Not to worry, because these are placed out of the camera angle. So what the camera in fact sees is this, which is perfectly okay. There's too much light from the top. That's only because I've turned it up nice and bright so that we can, if I turn the light from the ceiling down, and there we have it. Quite nice. Okay. Very good. And I think that's really... Oh, yes, the other thing is that they're low down instead of high up, which you've seen in other studios. Again, because of the bright spot, it's not only too far to the side, it's also lower than their camera angle. So that's very good. There's just one other thing I'm going to show you, And that is sometimes if I don't use a green screen effect, I put a lamp, whoops, a lamp behind my chair. And I think I'll finish off the video by showing you that effect. You can't see it. Let me see if I can get it here. No, it doesn't work. I'll do it from when I go back to recording after this. It gives a nice sort of halo effect around the chair. You'll see it in a second. Okay, back to the computer. Okay, I hope that you saw something there. I didn't have a very wide angle on the video on my mobile. I should perhaps have used the other camera. But I guess you got the idea of how you have to press everything in. Anyway, I'm just finishing off here so that you can see the halo effect that I was talking about, where I've just put one of the lights behind the chair. Gives quite a nice effect. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. Do please like and subscribe. It means all the world to me, as not many people do yet. Okay, let's see you in the next video.
Good job.